Yes, sir. Man, just a little recap from meet. First powerlifting meet yesterday, man. It was crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I performed way better than I thought I would have, only because I didn't have a coach, and I really didn't started training properly a powerlifting style until like 3 weeks out, and it wasn't really insanely crazy. Like my deadlift was, like I was only deadlifting like 529 in the gym at the most, and it was like everything in me just to pull it. And I was battling some small injuries as well, man. Like my left side was bothering me for a few weeks. My lower back was crazy achy, from probably training too heavy and not enough low volume days, I guess, so to speak of. But overall, man, it was in Charlotte, North Carolina, USPA Federation. I competed in the 181, my bad. I weighed 179 on weigh-in day. Overall, man, it was a good success, learning experience. I went 8 for 9. Only reason I went 8 for 9 because on my bench opener at 363 pounds, I didn't wait for the start command. I just went. I was just because I knew it was gonna fly, which I ended up hitting the second attempt real easy. So my bench kind of still didn't go the way that it planned. I was planning to hit at least 380. I ended up doing 374.8 my second attempt and crushed it. My squat, man, was crazy. I didn't know if I was gonna squat what I squatted. I ended up squatting 507 for my third attempt, 507.1, which I was planning maybe to hit 496 or even maybe 501, because I hit 500 in the gym, but it was on pound plates, never on kilos, which I mean, it's pretty much the same to me that I see, but or even easier. But I'm dealing with a lot of aches in my legs, so it's time now to like rebuild my body, really stretch, massage, and see when I'm gonna perform again. But overall, I ended with a 1,444.1 total. Like I said, at 179 pounds, I deadlifted 562.2 pounds on my third attempt. So man, yeah, it was a success. I really didn't, and the crazy thing about it, man, I only ate like a sweet potato before the meet. Like I woke up yesterday morning around 5 a.m. Like I was already tossing and turning all morning. Anxiousness, but I train tired, and a lot of people they feel like they have to be like energy or pre-workout to like really train off. But I kind of train, and the crazy thing about it, check this out now. Like I lost a lot of water weight yesterday. When I got home from Charlotte last night, I weighed in at 173 pounds. So pretty much I lost like 5 pounds within yesterday itself, like from dehydration. I was so dehydrated yesterday when it was time to bench my first attempt. I'm kind of glad that I started early and got red flag because of that, because my back was literally like balling, cramping up bad, when I laid back on the bench. Like it was tough, man. Like I didn't even think I could, but I was gonna do it because that's just me. I was gonna push through, cramp or not, I was gonna lift it. That's just the type of person I am. I don't believe in excuses. I just believe that I'm on another level, and I'm doing all this without a coach, without a proper diet, still drinking a little bit, which you can see now, which I don't do this all the time, but drinking, I smoke weed, don't really get the proper rest that I should. So, I know next time going into a meet, if I really properly do things differently, a little more, not in the gym, because when I'm in the gym, I go full speed, but I'm talking about like outside of the gym as far as dieting, rest, and just taking care of my body, man, and being mentally engaged, because I battle a lot of demons. A lot of people, when they're chasing success or they're trying to be the greatest at something, a lot of times they don't tell you what they're dealing with until they done reach the top. Like, they don't, but to me, it's all about letting people know in the process before you even make it, or even if you don't make it, is, you know, just letting people know, like, even in the process of going through a lot and battling a lot of different mental things and a lot of demons and spiritual battles, you know, that you still can get up and chase your goals in the process, because it's all a part of making you grow. I'm actually sitting in my car this morning drinking a beer. Well, yeah, it's still morning to me, but it's just been a challenge. It's just been a challenge journey for me, because I supposed to competed last year when COVID first started in August, but I pulled my hamstring running at the track, and kind of got discouraging, so I wasn't deadlifting and squatting heavy for a while. I was able to get back into it, you know, and I'm very open with, you know, YouTube and people in general when I meet them about, and we actually get into like drug use and how I use it and why I use it. And, you know, I'd never be a person to recommend you to do anything that put your body or your mind in harm's danger. But overall, man, like I said, I got first place, my first meet, you know, 1,444.1 total, which to me was pretty damn good. I was thinking more of like right at 1,400 maybe, or maybe 1,380 something, what I was really like aiming to get. Well, not aiming to get, but that's what I thought I was gonna get. I didn't thought I would, and my pulls was, man, I'm gonna end up loading all 6 pulls. I loaded 3. I loaded most of them so far. Well, I loaded my 3rd attempts, but I'm gonna load every attempt eventually, probably a little later. But overall, man, it was a success. The energy was there. You know, it was a long day, you know, for the first time, you know, like I said, ever been at a meet. Kind of, you know, like I said, ate Jolly Ranchers, little pieces of candy. Really didn't have a full meal at all yesterday. Even when I got back from Charlotte 2 hours and a half later, I ended up eating maybe a few fries, man, and probably a couple chicken tender strips or whatever you want to call them, and that was pretty much it, man. Overall, man, I love it. My next meet, the goal is to crush, because I'm sick. I missed 1,500 by, I mean, less than 60, little under 60 pounds, man. So, and I maybe could have got that yesterday. I maybe could have benched yesterday if I wasn't cramping so bad yesterday. I probably, because I benched 380 in the gym pause, a legitimate pause on kilos a couple weeks back, easy, 2 days back to back. Why I did that, don't ask me. But I took a whole week off from lifting. Actually, I lied. I went in there one night and lifted. And I almost tweaked my elbow, man. A little tendonitis in my elbow, which I still feel it, but luckily it didn't impact my lifting at all. Like I said, overall, I'm learning that it's a more mental game, which I know that. I always preach that in the gym to a lot of people that I train with. Like, it's more mental than physical, because when I train every morning. I work 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. every Monday through Thursday, year round, and I train faithfully around 1:20 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. every morning after work, tired, you know. And I lift all day at work. I lift copper, which I don't plan to do that all my life. I got goals and dreams that I'm chasing. I'm willing to die to get them, to reach my goals. But it's, like I said, it's not an easy journey for me, because I go through a lot mentally. Like I said, I'm married. I make a lot of mistakes as a husband. I'm honest with that. I suffer with a lot of addictions. You know, like I've been smoking weed heavy lately. I mean, every day. Well, I haven't smoked in a couple days now. Probably because of the meat, because when I was so focused on the meat that I didn't have time to think about rolling a blunt. I had a little bit of wine. Porn addiction, I definitely, man, like I just want to be open. I just want to be open with people, man, because people need to know that, we all need to know, me also, that even through the process of going through a lot of trauma, man, and that you still can make it, man. Like I said, I deal with a lot, and I fail a lot in a lot of ways, but I still get up and I still manage to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And every time I think about it, I get a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not an emotional guy in any kind of form of way, but when I think about, I hate failure. I hate failure, not just in powerlifting, fitness, and things like that, but in life in general. And when I fail, you know, it makes me mad, and sometimes I tend to take it out on the people that's close to me. You know, because even if I fell as a husband and my wife questioned me, I'm not really mad that she's questioning me. I'm mad more that I fail. You know, her and the kids, you know, and also myself, you know, but I'm still learning. I'm not 30 yet. Still got a couple years before I'm 30. But it's a challenge, man. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, powerlifting it's a sport that I love, that I'm gonna continue to grow in. And I started the weightlifting, man, at a young age. I really was never a squatter, never really was a deadlifter. It was never something that I cared to do. It was something that I kind of got into when I started getting around a lot of guys, when I see them squat like 500. I remember when I first see guys squat like 500, man, I was only squatting like 275, man. It was crazy. Like, and we talking now like less than 3.5 years ago. We talking about I went from like a 200 and plus squatter to over a 500 squatter in less than 2.5 years, man. Even with small injuries that wasn't even gym injuries. I barely get injuries in the gym. Only injuries that I really have gotten in the gym was like pec injuries, and it wasn't really from the bench. It was more from like heavy flies, like ego, you know, just doing something that I don't really have to do when I'm already fatigued. Just little small things. I'm going to do some heavy ass weighted dips when I know I'm done for the gym session, just because that's just who I am. I believe in pushing the body, you know, past its normal limitations just to reach another level. But the next meet that I do sign up for, man, I will for sure indeed deadlift over 600 pounds. And I will probably bench, not probably, but I will bench 391 plus, pause, and squat somewhere around 520-ish range. So I'm aiming for the 1,500 total for sure, or even above that. And I may stay in the 181, or I may go up. I haven't decided yet. I'm finna do some things to my body. I'm finna go to a lot. The next 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks for me, gonna be a lot of bodybuilding movements. I may touch a little bit of heavyweight. It's not gonna be crazy heavy. It's gonna be a lot of bodybuilding movements for me. Like I said, man, to me, it's all about growth. And a lot of people, they don't like to speak on the facts. They want to hide the facts, but they want to give you all the good. You know, they don't want to give you the negativity that they battle with or deal with on a daily basis. Me, on the total opposite because of where I come from. You know, I come from a rough place, and I'm just trying to make it. You know, even if I don't make it, I'd rather be great, you know, in what I'm passionate about. And I want to be remembered, you know, like as a legend, you know, somebody who put the work in and was consistent with putting the work in, not somebody that just did it because it was cool, or because he or she did it, or because somebody told them they was good at it. I've been doing this since a little kid, 8 years old, lifting weights, especially bench. I mean, I was benching like 275 in 7th grade at 118 pounds, man. And these are all facts. I can't make it up. Like I said, I ran around with a lot of gangs, chased it, you know, girls like most of us guys do at a young age, and kind of got me off my path. When I played football, it was pretty good. Was a great athlete, football player, basketball player, baseball player, all around athlete, period. But was hard-headed, you know. I always was hard-headed, and I can own up to that. But yeah, man, I'm not trying to bore you with my life story, man. I just like to be real with people, because I see that a lot of people today still go through a lot, and that will cause them to not chase their dreams sometimes because of circumstances and things we go through in life in general. I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? I can remember having to go sometimes 2 years, no running water. You know, you imagine, you can't take a shower. You know, your mom never having a car, your dad tricking with all his money, and 3 boys, you know, me, my 2 brothers, and you imagine sometimes not even getting a meal. And I'm not making none of this up, man. It was times I had to literally, I felt like we was poor, man. It was times I had to wait till a certain time at night, like 11:30, 12 p.m. at night, 12 a.m. at night in the morning, when everybody's in the house, when it's pitch dark, to go outside and use the bathroom in a trash bag, man, or a little grocery bag, and wipe my behind the best way I could. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that gives me a certain drive when I'm in the gym. It gives me a certain passion, man. It gives me a certain drive, man, to be the best to ever do this, man. And, you know, to have support that I have, because I never really had a lot of support from family coming up when we were struggling. And when you're in powerlifting, man, to be and I love it even more. And a lot of people told me I would love it, but I love it even more now, because to see how people support you without even having to know you personally, you know, how they're yelling, get it, you know, just that alone, man, it done something to my spirit yesterday and still today. Because I didn't really have that coming up, man. So to be able to get that yesterday on my first meet, man, and experience that feeling, man, it was nothing sweeter. And I promised to keep going. And I set state records yesterday, man, in the 181 weight class, you know, with a total, which was 1372 before I hit 1444 yesterday. And the bench was I believe was 336. And I hit 374.8, which could have been more, but we're not going to look back. We're going to look forward. Just like in life, when you fall, you get up, you keep going forward. Even if you fall again, you keep going. You fall, you keep going. That's what it is, man. It's about getting up and doing better each time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not always gonna succeed. You know, we always think that we're gonna succeed in whatever we sign up to. We think we're gonna always succeed at it. But it's life, man. But like I said, I'm not here to bore you with my story. I'm just, you know, letting you know why I was able to perform consistently in the gym, to be able to take it to the platform, is because all these things build me for moments of competitiveness to get up. You know, even when I could have been settled yesterday and said, oh, I'm gonna just do this, because all my openers yesterday was easy, maybe too easy, because I was trying to be conservative, because I was like, oh man, I can't fail in front of all these people. So I picked 463 as an opener squat, 363 as an opening bench, and 490 as an opener deadlift, which is a lot compared to a lot of lifters. Not to knock anybody who not on the advanced or the elite level, but it can get there. But to me, it was about just being pure, man. That's why I try not to lie to the people in the gym when they ask me, man, how you get so big, how you get so strong. I try to be honest about what I use. I might not detail every detail, but I try to be honest and not just give them bullshit like, hey man, I just trained this, I eat. No, man, you need to know that, yes, I do take this, why I take this. If you want to do this, this is what you should consider, or you shouldn't do it. You know, I just want to be real with the people. I'm not going to say oh, you're going to be a world-class bencher just by eating good and following my program, or some bullshit that is sold on the internet, man. You want to give people the real. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to tell people, oh, you can get real lean all year round by eating this. I'm not finna sell you fucking programs or meal plans or train you without letting you know I got to where the fuck I am at, by also using gear and everything else that come behind that. You know what I'm saying? That's the drive. Like, you got to have a drive. Even with drugs used in the powerlifting, you still got to have a fucking drive, a motive. Anything you do in life, you still got to have a fucking motive. A lot of people don't have a motive. Or they have a motive, but they don't know what their motive are. They don't know what their why are. Why you doing what you doing? What makes you go harder? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, that would separate Kobe from a lot of other Lakers or Magic or LeBron or Michael Jordan. It wasn't that they was the only great players. It was a certain drive in them that say, you know what, I got to be the greatest because, you know what I'm saying? Because he's the greatest, I got to be the greatest, but it's the reason why in you that push you to a limit to be the fucking greatest. So I look at a lot of these great lifters like John Hack, Russ Swole, and when I see these guys, man, it motivates me like, man, you know, what I'm doing is only like an ounce of what they doing, man. Like, but it motivates me to like fucking get up and push my fucking body and my mind to another level to where I can one day look back and say, man, maybe I can be up there in the record books with the same type of numbers, you know, and be looked at as one of the greatest ever to do this. You know, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it full speed. But not to bore you with my story, like I said, I want to give you know that the powerlifting meet went great, man. It was a success. I went 8 for 9, you know, 1,444 total. Broke South Carolina state record. I don't know when I'm gonna compete again. I'm debating on that now. Maybe August. I don't know. I'm trying to wait and see how the national thing and everything goes. So I'm still trying to play it by ear. I don't want to rush into nothing and it don't go the way that I plan. So or I do too much meets and be worn out by the time it's time to do something else. So I'm trying to be mentally and physically better going forward. But I just wanted to make a little short video and let y'all know that the meet went well, man. And every video that I continue to post is just me putting in hard work. It's not just to try to get subscribers or views, which I am trying to grow a platform and possibly grow my own business in the gym in the near future. But it's not about that. It's about giving people free content. That's why I'm a personal trainer and I study personal training. But I always tell people that when you got a personal trainer, you're not even paying for the actual trainer. You're paying for somebody to motivate you. I don't need that. That's why I didn't have a coach. Not saying I like to have a coach that maybe know a lot, because I'm a student to the sport and I'm willing to learn. But a lot of times you're buying information. That's all. You're buying information. You're not buying to get stronger. You could get stronger on your own if you actually put the fucking time in. But you actually, not saying you don't need people along the way, because we all need people. Connect the dots to make us who we are, you know what I'm saying, in anything in life. But a lot of times you're buying motivation. But what's in you that drives you to want to be the greatest you? And when you find that out, then go get a trainer, or then decide if you even need a trainer. Find out what's in you that say, I want to be the greatest me because of this, because of that, or because of him or her, depending on what drives you to be the greater you, you know. But long story short, man, it was a great success. Powerlifting meet in Charlotte, North Carolina yesterday at Charlotte Scripps Gym. You know, it was a great turnout. Everybody was nice, man. There was no negativity. Like I said, it was a success. I pretty much did the whole meet on an empty stomach, man. Like I said, all I had was pretty much a sweet potato and like 2 wings that I had from Logan's the night before. And I barely ate those because I'm not a morning eater. And I had a lot of Gatorade, I'm gonna be honest with that, man. But anyway, I killed it. Y'all stay tuned for the next total. When the next meet drop, I'm gonna be dropping local gym videos and showing you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Not to try to tell you to do what I'm doing, but if you see what I'm doing can benefit you, if I see what you're doing can benefit me, vice versa, we can learn from each other and grow in the sport and in life in general. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have a good one. I'll get back with you.